So there I am, walking through the local Walmart's camping section, when all of a sudden this pops out in front of me. Let's take a look. This is the Ozark Trails hiking backpack. Yeah, it's that simple. No fancy names, no Guardian 57. It's a 50-liter backpack designed specifically for hiking and modeled after modern hiking backpacks. It's less than $60. I'll put the price down in the description as well as a link. And let's take a look. So when we actually start talking about the size of a backpack, they're all measured in liters. Basically, how much can this bag hold? And then obviously there's quality issues, fitting issues, durability issues. But for reference, the size of this pack, we bring it down here, that's a 50-liter pack. This is an outdoor Arrowhead 20-liter pack. Much smaller, it's more like a day pack plus. This is a Z-Pax 60. This is an ultra lightweight pack. It's literally easily a $350 pack at the time of purchase. Probably it's closer to $300 now. But that thing can hold a lot of stuff. It's very expensive, kind of durable, but it's designed to be super lightweight. This is an Osprey Ariel 65. You'll know that because it says Ariel 65. It can hold 65 liters, and it's a reasonably mid-grade pack. It's actually kind of expensive, but if you're interested, I'll put some prices someplace for you to see, and then we can go from there. This is a North Face 65. These pictures you're seeing right now are hard to define because the packs aren't full of anything. This one is still got a few things in it because we used it a couple of weeks ago. Now, this is my behemoth. This is a British Bergen. This is easily over 100 liters. This thing is designed to haul rockets and missiles and all sorts of stuff. Used by the British Army. Super durable, big ass honking straps, can do anything. The packs themselves are about 15, or the side packs themselves, that one and that one, are probably about 15 liters old by themselves. So, give you an idea how big these things are. Now, if I come over here and I grab the average sleeping bag, you can see how big it is in comparison. And then if we take it down to the smallest, which is our 20-liter, you can see the size differences. So basically we'd be looking to try and stick that inside of there. Now, granted, that is a Walmart sleeping bag. It's an Ozark Trails, looks like it's a 30-degree bag. But so it's going to be big, it's going to be a little bit fluffy. It's not going to be the super lightweight thing, but you could jam it in the bottom of this pack, or you could hook it to one of the bottom straps. Okay, so let's stuff a bunch of stuff inside this thing and see what it looks like. Okay, so now basically I'm just going to stuff a bunch of random camping gear in here in no particular order, just to see what this thing can hold. So for the record, I got that sleeping bag, that big old fat sleeping bag is actually in the bottom of this thing. Now I would personally never use it as a wrap, but let's put it, there's people that will do it. I would just stuff the sleeping bag in the bottom and get rid of that whole wrap. It'll compress at the bottom and it uses less space. Got a blow up pillow. Got a Camellia's Carnivore. Yeah, a knife with a real name, I love it. I'm gonna shove that in the side. Got some rain bottoms. I got my rain top. I got my camping cup, pair of shorts. You know what I really need to do? If you ever get a chance to get yourself on some old military isomat, recommend you do this. It's called a sit pad. You can also put it under your knees so they don't get torn up. That's normally one of the first things we put into this pack. So I'm just going to slip it back behind everything, and it'll also give your back a little bit more reinforcement. T-shirt. What do we got here? Reactor Extreme, Sea to Summit. It's a you put this inside of a cheap sleeping bag, and it basically adds 10 degrees to the sleeping bag. Bivy sack for your sleeping bag, so you can actually sleep out in the open. Boy, let's go ahead and put a whoopee in there. If you don't know what the whoopee is, ask around. What do we got? Starting to get a little full. We've got the draw section up here, which is cool. This is a 12 by 12 tarp. I need more stuff. There's the ground protector for whatever I want to put. I just lay it down on the ground and sleep on top of it. You could also use it for underneath the tent. This is the bag with all the stakes for my tarp. What else we got over here? If you don't know about these hot cold bags and camping or living in the winter by yourself, there's nothing in the air, everything freezes, you might want to look into these. What else we got in here? All right, electronics bag. But I can put that on the outside someplace. Oh yeah, look at that. This has got my battery, my chargers, all the stuff for my phones. I'm gonna stuff that in there. This is my water purification. That's a bladder for draining, and that's my Sawyer. And you just hook this up to a stupid little bottle and you have water purification. I think I'm gonna put that for quick access. Like if you're out in the middle of nowhere and you need to get to it without getting in there, I'm gonna put it in the this is called the brain of your pack. I'm just gonna pop that inside of there. I still have more room in here. It's not a lot, but we need to start thinking about stuff. Like one of the things is like your food bag. There's still room in here for that food bag, but I wouldn't want to push it. All right, so we're just gonna close that up. Pull this brain over. There's another little pouch right there to put your fancy stuff in. Okay, another little pouch you can put stuff inside of. Yes, I'm keeping the pack. I just haven't taken the tag off it yet. Lightweight straps, which is fine because these straps are actually thicker than the ones that's on my Z pack, which is over $300. Pop those on there. It's like everything's reasonably straight. We got plenty more room. You know what we need? We need water bottles. How much water can this thing carry right now? 1 second. Give me a second. So, if you know anything about hikers or reusability or sustainability, hikers use the hell out of these water bottles, smart water bottles. If you can, get the kind that have the sippy cup types. And these good pouches, like this one appears to be, can only handle 2 of these in their stretchiness. And each one of these bottles are 1 liter. So basically I just put 2 liters on that side. I'm gonna put 2 liters on this side. So I can carry a lot of water if I really want to in this little pack. This is very comparable, and it's still very light. This is very comparable to somewhere between the Osprey and the Z pack, right, to be honest with you right now. For those that are asking about the plastic bottles, they're super durable. You can replace them pretty much anywhere. Hell, well, you can find these things on the trail, wash them out if you want to. And yeah, but then if you're smart, what you can also do is you can go on Amazon and buy these little insulator. They're just little neoprene insulators. They go right over the top of or the bottom of the bottles. They won't keep the bottles from freezing below, let's say 30 degrees. 32 they work. Freezing they worked. But they will keep things cold, and they will keep your bottles from freezing unless you get below 30 degrees. Woo! Okay, so let's talk about what we're looking at. So from the perspective of the pack itself, from a hiker's perspective, it all really does seem to have everything that a good hiking backpack would need. Now, there are those that believe in nothing but green gear, and that's fine because I wore the green gear for well over 20 years. Still own a bunch of it. You've seen it. You've seen what I settled on too. It's got nothing to do with the US military. So what we have to do is we have to look at, will this thing be strong enough to last however long I need it to? Now that Bergen that's over there that I showed you guys, it's a monster. You don't have to fill it up, but it's going to last a long time, and it's because it's super thick Cordura. But it's also heavy as heck. And you're going to need to think about that if you're going to use it for a bug out bag, because if you've got to walk anywhere and you've never walked with anything heavy on your back, you're going to have a bad day. I always recommend the lightweight stuff. Never buy ultra lightweight for a bug out bag, because it's just designed to be super lightweight and carry super lightweight stuff. If you put heavy stuff in it, if you stress it too hard, you're going to rip it. You're going to be out $300+. So This one was about $58. I'll put the actual price somewhere in here so you guys can see it. So far, the pack is kind of impressive because I've really stretched out the bottom of it. And one of the things that scares me is when I see lots of zippers to the main entry area of the pack. So what they like to do is they like to add these zippers. Now, if I disconnect the brain, you'll see that I have a quick access zipper that goes down the full length so that if this thing is laying on its side, I can gather stuff. But the top still kind of lets things out. So I would say that that's not that great. But as far as access, not a super problem. You tighten it right back up. It's not a real issue. Okay, the next thing that I noticed that I don't see on a lot of very high-end packs are these little bad boys right here. Hikers, you know what these are. Well, in hiking or in mountaineering, you carry walking poles, you carry trekking poles. And those trekking poles don't always need to be in your hands. So you need a place to put them instead of stuffing them in here or finding a pouch someplace like most people do. What you do is you just hook it right. It's completely just bungeed on there. There's nothing to it. I wish I had some trekking poles handy. I'd show you. It's literally you just stick the pointy end in that and you hook that to it and you got a couple of trekking poles on you. Or you can carry anything you wanted on here. So I like that. I like the extra pockets outside to put tiny little things in that you would want to have on the outside for quick access. That way you don't have to dig into your pack if you don't want to. This is a larger pouch. You saw me stuff it. Now this thing is stuffed to the gills on the bottom, so you could probably get a little bit more in here. But this is literally about 3 pounds of the battery, my batteries, and everything else. You can put it in a Ziploc bag, shove it down in there, close it up, and you're all set. Like I said before, the clips, the size of the clips and the thickness of the straps really don't matter when you start talking about mid-grade packs, because as long as you just don't crank down on it, you know, you're not going to do anything to the pack. If you move up to the brain, which is the very top of the pack, it has the 2 pouches. You have the one interior pouch, which is separate. This has got like a felt in it, so if you wanted to put something in there that you didn't want scratched up, maybe like a phone or something, it would be inside there. Also, this pack actually has tensioning straps on the side, so that if the things are too, if the pack isn't full, you can use these tensioner straps to bring the pack closer to the frame, the outside of the pack closer to the frame, and that'll keep things from bouncing around in there and making lots of noise and generally being uncomfortable. Flexible water bottle holders, you can put anything in these pouches, but I always put water bottles in them. This is about a day and a half worth of water for me on each side. And we go from there. Yeah, I don't really drink a lot of water. The top of the brain has little bitty strap hooks so that if you wanted to, you could buy extra straps and put something on top of it, kind of winch it down like a sleeping pad or something to that effect. And on the bottom, you have the same exact thing, but they have their own straps, and they're also quick release straps. On the bottom, you also have a zipper that goes into another pouch that's underneath here that you could actually put things inside of. Okay, now for the important stuff. How's this thing wear? So, all the high-end, I don't know what pack they copied to make this, to make a knockoff. They put zipper packs on the hip belt. They look like they're reasonably well designed, one on each side. They are not waterproof, not a lot of them are. The belt itself is not adjustable, like some, or removable, but it does have a tightening strap on each side, so you could tighten it up if you wanted to. The shoulder straps are actually pretty robust and adjustable, easily adjustable. You just flick them in there. It's almost like an old Molly setup. We'll see what it does when we put some weight on it, because sometimes the Velcro isn't that great and it lets go. You also have the tensioning straps so that you can adjust the wear of the pack. So, let's see how this thing feels. All right, so far, initial assessment. Really think I got a good pack here. You can tell by the packs back there that I've put a little bit of money in my packs, looking for the best one I could find. I think I might have found one that's really, really good. Come on, dog. Yeah, that's right. She loves to come walking with me. But if she sees a deer, it's over with. When we start talking about does the pack work right? Yeah, so far so good. It feels extremely lightweight. There's a great fit. You can see if you look between my back and the pack, you can tell that the pack isn't sagging, and that overall, it's pretty good. Okay, so took it out for a few miles. Everything seems to be okay. The pack itself is not making any weird noises. It's not doing anything crazy. Overall, thumbs up. Well worth $60. So my plan next is to take it out on a camping trip and do some serious hiking with it this weekend. And I will definitely be doing a follow-up video, letting you know how that works out. Where you at, dog? Come on. Hey. Hey. This is my life. All right, so what did we learn? Ozark Trail hiking pack, 50 liters. So far, 9 out of 10. I can't give it a full 10, even though I really want to, until I take it out and really torture it a little bit, try and break it. Look for that follow-up video. If you like what I'm doing, down there, like, subscribe. If you really like what I'm doing, buy me a cup of coffee. I love coffee. I'm not joking, I do. Until then, stay safe, and as usual, have a great day.